Okay, welcome to the 2012-13 Clearfield Bison Wrestling preview. I'm here with Coach Jeff Aveni. Jeff, thanks for sitting down with us.
You're welcome, Dave.
Looking at the schedule, you and I talked a little bit here. A little bit different schedule this year. You're moving into the new conference schedule pretty heavily. Your thoughts on that?
Well, you know, it's an all-sports conference. In my own personal opinion, it's not the best thing for Clearfield wrestling or wrestling in general. I mean, the schools that are in it, I know Bald Eagle, Bellefonte, Phillipsburg, Central Mountain, Mifflin County, and those schools aren't in that conference because they don't like this. And wrestling's a different breed, and our scheduling needs to be done differently in order to benefit our athletes and what we need to do. But it took up 7 of our matches within that league. I mean, some of those schools are competitive AA schools, so it'll be a change. And we still got to maintain our District 9 schedule, which is important to us with Du Bois and St. Mary's and Punxsutawney.
Talk about that a minute. You had said that, and this is kind of a surprise to me, I hadn't heard this, the District 9 and District 4 are now combined for the postseason.
The District 4 had petitioned the PIAA to join District 9, which was always talk about them joining the Northwest region. Well, they were sort of like us, where they were running a district tournament for 4 schools. I know there was issues there about them running their tournaments, so they petitioned the PIAA to join District 9. So it'll be the District 9 and 4 together, which will make a 9-team district, which is the same as District 6, the same as District 10. So we'll actually get 4 qualifiers to regionals, but we'll have definitely some stiffer competition within the district.
Okay. Let's talk about some of the wrestlers you have coming back. I mean, the names that'll be most familiar, obviously Nolan Barger, Dylan Graham, Noah Klein had a nice year. Who looks the best so far in the room to you? Christian
Stone has really looked sharp at this point. I mean, he's accomplished a lot to this point in his career, but he has a lot more to accomplish. He has much bigger goals than what he's accomplished at this point, and I think he had a good off season of work, and he's mentally he's matured, and I think he's a little bit more understanding of what he needs to do to get to those goals. And Barger's real solid. We all made some mistakes last year. We had Barger move back up a weight class at regionals or districts, and that may cost him maybe a trip to states, maybe a medal. And we already have his plan. Everybody knows. Everybody's on the same game plan, and we're going to have it set in stone earlier in the year, and we'll know what we're doing with him. And he's that guy. Really, Dylan's the guy that leads in the practice room. He's the guy that has fun during practice and works hard and pushes everybody. Doesn't care who he's wrestling. He's going to wrestle hard against them. And he really changed the way he did things as the season went on last year, and you saw him get better because of it. Noah Klein's back. He's looking solid. I think Mike Beck's improved quite a bit. Just his was mostly he needed to mature, and he's a sophomore, 14, 15 years old, wrestling 160 pounds last year, and now that he's matured a little bit, I think he'll be a bigger benefit. And I really like the guys we have in the room. We're a little short on guys, but the guys that we do have, I think they all have some good potential. Talk
about some of the guys that the fans aren't familiar with that are new to the team this year. You look to make an impact.
Well, right now we have 2 freshmen that have officially moved up, Logan Gilbert and Josiah McLaren. They're very accomplished junior high and junior Olympic wrestlers. I think Logan's placed at Junior Olympics. Josiah has been there. They're actually brothers. Even though they have different last names, they are brothers. They're very close. They work hard together. They're good, fun kids. Wrestle hard every time you put them on the mat, and they're capable of beating some good kids. Noah Klein will be at 120 this year. John Sponsler will be in the lineup, who might have had a couple matches last year, mostly as a JV. Yeah. But he's been with the program for years. His dad was a state qualifier back in the 90s, so he has some wrestling blood. And his biggest thing is we've got to get him to open up. He's still tentative with the things that he does, and if he opens up, he has the ability. He's going to stay in matches and be able to win matches, but he's got to open up and go after people a little bit. And the 145 right now, Climbey's going to be starting there at the Top Hat tournament. We've had a couple other kids in the room, and they're not with us anymore. So Climbey is only a sophomore, and he's inexperienced at this point, and hopefully, he'll get better as the year goes on. But he's going to be thrown right into the fire here from the start. But nice kid. He works hard. He does what he's supposed to do. And Nolan Barter's going to start the year at 52. And Mike Beck will be at 160, who wrestled most of last year. At this point, probably the guy I've been most impressed with coming up from junior high has been Josh Kennedy. And you know, he's going to be a tough weight class, sophomore, 170 pounds. But he's come into that room and he's pushed himself, and he's been willing to bang heads with whoever comes his way, and really doing a great job at this point. And I've been very happy with him. You know, I can see him being a real stable upper weight for us for a couple of years now. We have Jake Faircheck back. He's going to be, I think he's going to be real solid. We really missed him last year, and he's obviously a little bit stronger than he was. He's more mature than he was. He's not a freshman wrestling 180 anymore. He's a junior, and he's bigger, stronger. He's had 2 years of football lettering, and he's a goer. He wrestles kind of like the Logan Shattuck of old, where he goes as hard as he can go until he can't go anymore, and he's going to wear people down that way. But you know, we're working on keeping him under control and doing what he does best, and developing something off of the, you know, what he's building his offense off of. We're real thin above that. The only guy in the room right now is Kurt Mignell. We're waiting on Billings hopefully to be cleared by the doctor. Kurt Mignell's a sophomore, big strong kid, and you know, with a 10th grader that's willing to learn, willing to work, he's going to be pretty good here in a couple of years. But we'll see him, I'm sure, get better as the year goes on this year, because he's willing to learn.
Tough start to the schedule with two of our toughest matches, Du Bois and Bald Eagle, right out of the blocks there.
Really, going in, I mean, if we're healthy going into next week, we have everybody in the lineup, we have some kids that didn't quit. We're capable of being in every match there and possibly winning every match. But in the situation I'm looking at right now, we've got to go out and learn the level we're supposed to wrestle at. And with Du Bois and Bald Eagle, we should be able to accomplish that. We have to be able to wrestle at that level. This is the start of a new era. This is a newer era of Clearfield wrestling, and these guys are different. We have some better kids coming up here with some better attitudes, and they're going to get better as they get older. Cliche from the Steelers, the standard is the standard here, and when we don't meet it, we got to push to meet it. And hopefully we can, you know, with Bald Eagle and Du Bois, I think that's going to be a good start for us. I think we're going to be able to have a lot of competitive matches in there. I don't know, you know, the dual meet score will be the dual meet score when it's over.
So you definitely see this team as potentially being improved over last year's squad.
Oh, I think we can. Like I said, I like the attitude we have with the guys that are in the room. I like our work ethic. I like our abilities, and you know, we just have to believe in ourselves. And if these kids start to believe in themselves, and you know, that comes from wrestling. And the more wrestling we do, the better we're going to get. We are young. We have 7 sophomores here, and you know, that's where you usually lose your kids. And we lost them years ago, and we knew it. Our senior class was smaller, junior class is smaller. The sophomore class is a class that's going to build it, and we have a good freshman class coming behind them. If we can carry 7 kids a year out of the class, we're going to have 21 kids in the wrestling room every year, not counting freshmen. And that makes a big difference over, you know, but when you have those junior and senior classes that don't have numbers, you know, our senior class has some really good kids, and I think, you know, the couple guys that are left in that junior class can be solid. But
well, we'll see how it goes. I want to thank you again for sitting down, and good luck.
Thanks, Dave.